Welcome to IELTShelp.com's General IELTS Test Preparation videos. You will now see Karan from the Indian province of Kerala score a very good Band 8 for his performance on the IELTS speaking interview. After the interview, I will explain, according to official marking criteria, his score, as well as give you some deep insights into how IELTS examiners think about your speaking performance. For many more lessons, including original practice exams, over 100 hours of video lessons, and a fully interactive course, please visit and join our premium package at gieltshelp.com. Now watch and learn. Welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test, and I'm going to record this for marking and clerical purposes. This is candidate number 7391. We are currently doing this exam in Kerala, and the time is 15 o'clock. Firstly, could you please just show me your identification?
Yes, of course. Here is my passport. Please take a look.
And what is your full name?
My full name is Karan Nair. You can call me Karan.
Okay, Karen. For part one, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better, and some questions on a general topic. Do you work or study?
I actually do both. I work for a financial firm as a financial strategist, and I also study for my IELTS and also GRE for my higher studies in the States.
Where do you live?
I live in the outskirts of Kerala in a 3-bedroom apartment with my parents.
Let's talk about fruits and vegetables. What is your favorite fruit?
Interesting question. My favorite fruit would be mango. I love mangoes because for its sweet and tangy taste, and it's one of the most available fruits in our region.
How often do you eat fruits, and how about vegetables?
I try to eat fruits and vegetables at least twice a day. Today for morning also I have a vegetable curry that my mom prepared, which was really good. And my love for mangoes, I have drank a mango lassi on my way to this exam hall.
Where do you buy the most delicious fruits and vegetables?
I mostly buy it from the farmers market near to my home, where all the farmers will come there and with all their produces from the day or the week, and they are really fresh and they are really tasty as well.
Which do you like to eat more, fruits or vegetables, and why?
I would prefer fruits over vegetables for its sweetness.
If you could grow any fruit or vegetable, what would it be and why?
If I ever happen to grow fruit or vegetable, I would grow durian because it's known as the king of fruits, but I'm not sure whether it will grow in my region.
Have you been to an apple orchard?
Yes, I've been to an apple orchard in the Kandal in the Himalayan regions where there are a lot of apple trees and they produce some of the best apples in India.
That is the end of part one. We will now continue with part two. For part two, I'm going to show you a card with some questions on it. You have some note paper in front of you and you have your pencil there. You will have 1 minute to read the questions on the card, think about your answer, and then you will have 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. You can take notes in that 1 minute, of course, if you wish. Please do not touch the card.
Sure.
Talk about a useful idea that you learned in school. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Karen, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
The one useful idea I have learned in school was money management and investing. I have learned this 5 years back at one of my classes, and it was taught by Mr. Rakho, and he advised all of us, the students, that until the age of 40, you should invest your at least 30% of your earnings to the proper stock market or a crypto account, so that on a long term you would be able to get profit out of it. And I totally follow these advices and build a portfolio on it. And years from now, I can see changes in my financial status. Even while I'm sleeping, my money is working for me and I'm making huge profits. Now, so right after college, when I got a job at a retail store as a customer service agent, right away I opened all these accounts and started investing in it. And now I could say I'm financially secure.
Okay, your time is up. I'm going to stop you there. And now we will continue with part 3. I'm just going to take back the questions. Yeah, please put the note paper to the side. Yes. Okay. Thank you. And for part 3, I will ask you a question connected to the topic of part 2 and some questions related to this topic as well. Did you do anything afterwards to thank Mr. Raghav for teaching you this useful idea about investing?
Yes, like a couple of months back, I popped it in my old school and I met him and I showed up with a bunch of chocolates that he really loves. I've heard him saying that he loves milk chocolates, so I bought a bunch of them and I gifted it to him as gratitude for all his advices.
Let's talk school curriculum. What are the most common subjects taught in school?
The most common subjects taught in school are science, mathematics, and languages. Mathematics helps the students with their logical thinking, and languages are also important because it helps them communicate.
What subjects would be good to make part of the regular curriculum that are not currently taught?
I think psychology and sociology should be a part of the school curriculum because with the psychology, people or the students could understand their own thinking, and with sociology, they will be more socially committed to the society.
Can you elaborate?
By learning psychology, a person will have a strong understanding of himself and it can avoid many mental situations like depression or anxiety or anything. So self-realization is a big thing. So with psychology, a person will be able to know that. And with sociology, a person would learn how to be a social being and how to cooperate with the rest of the people in the society.
How have school curriculum changed compared to a generation before?
School curriculum has changed a lot from comparing to the previous generation. Now the schools are emphasizing more on the technical teaching skills like computer science, but in certain areas things have also fallen behind, like teaching history.
What are the positives or negatives of this development?
There are positive and negatives for this, and some of the positives are teachers are more focused on problem solving skills, and some of the negatives are students are being less disciplined these days.
Let's talk about good teachers. What qualities should a good teacher have?
A good teacher should be empathetic to their students and lend a supporting hand to them, especially in their subject matters. And if they have any doubt or anything regarding their subjects or something they have learned or read somewhere, teachers have a strong responsibility to clear that doubts and help them move forward.
How do these qualities help students to learn better?
These qualities build a strong between the teachers and students. When the teachers are more empathetic to students, they will have an affection towards their teachers and they will be open to ask more doubts in their learning, and also we will be able to communicate easily with the teachers.
Can you give an example?
For an example, if a student who is weak in his studies and a teacher is empathetic enough to understand where he's lagging behind and strengthening his weaknesses, he can work that student towards a better person.
What are effective ways to evaluate the quality of teachers?
The quality of teachers can be analyzed by getting feedback from the students, which is the audience of the teachers, and also by conducting student tests and getting the results, and that will enable the school or management to know how well the teachers are teaching their students.
Are these always accurate?
Most of the times they are really accurate because students are the audience of the teachers, and when they give their feedback, it's always truthful because they know what they're doing and they know what's right for them. So they always come up with the right answers.
That is the end of part 3. That concludes the speaking portion of the exam. You will have your mark in about 2 weeks with the other sections, the official certificate in your mail, and you should be able to see your mark for this speaking in about 3 days online. Have a great rest of your day, Karan, and remember to take your passport with you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So why does Karan get a band 8 for his performance on this speaking interview? A band 8 means he is a very good user of the English language. Now that's marked on several criteria: fluency and coherence, grammatical range and accuracy, lexical resource, and pronunciation. For fluency and coherence, Karan is somewhere between a band 7 and a band 8. He does quite a good job in parts 1 and 2, but in part 3, his answers are at times slightly awkward. Now, it is clear that he's fairly nervous, and this does impact his performance. Nevertheless, he gives complete answers. He often explains the reasons for his answers, and at times he includes valid and relevant examples. For his grammatical range and accuracy, again, he makes a couple of mistakes, but these mistakes aren't that awkward. They don't really impact his coherence. These are kinds of mistakes that native speakers might make at times also. Lexical resource is quite strong for Karan. He uses a broad range of vocabulary. He uses natural expressions, idioms, phrasal verbs, and he paraphrases many of the key words asked by the examiner in his answers. Karan's pronunciation is again a band 8. It's very good. It's clear, it's easy to understand. Certainly, he speaks with a regional Indian accent. But as long as the examiner can clearly understand the words he is using, this doesn't matter much. In this case, I didn't need to try to guess what he's trying to say. I can easily understand his pronunciation. So again, his band level is 8. For fluency and coherence, it's between 7 and 8. For grammatical range, it's a solid 8. For lexical resource, it's between an 8 and a 9. And for pronunciation, again, it's a solid 8. So overall, he would score band 8. Now, let me dig a little bit deeper and explain to you another perspective that examiners consider within these 4 marking criteria. Aside from simply thinking about the speaking interview in terms of fluency, coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, pronunciation, the examiners consider the overall performance of the candidate from 3 key elements. Firstly, the examiners consider whether or not the candidate's performance is coherent. Coherent means, does this candidate clearly and accurately answer the questions in such a way that it makes sense? Does the candidate stay on topic? Does the candidate paint a clear picture of the right answer? In this case, Karan does this quite well. Another perspective that the examiners consider is the complexity of the candidate. In other ways, is this candidate using a broad range of ideas and vocabulary to accurately express themselves? Is their speaking complex? Again, Karan uses expressions, idioms, present perfect, conditionals. His responses are complex. He gives answers, explanations, and examples. His part 2 does not have repetition. He answers all of the questions on the card. This creates enough complexity for his responses to earn him a high band score. The third component, which examiners consider within the marking framework, is natural language. Is the candidate natural when they're responding? This means, does the candidate give original responses, or are they using sentences that they have memorized online from teachers or from some books? Like, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. That's awkward. We wouldn't naturally start conversations in this way. Karan does not do this. His answers are original. He uses contractions like I've instead of I have. He uses, again, idiomatic language. So he sounds like a native English speaker in his diction, his style of speaking. Now, considering coherence, considering complexity, and natural language all together, this candidate, Karan, is clearly a band 8. Again, the examiners certainly critique the responses according to the marking criteria, but to make sure that they have the correct assessment, they think about these 3 perspectives. Make sure to do the same when you're practicing by yourself or with partners. And you too can achieve a high band score. Good luck on your next IELTS exam. For many more video lessons like this one, including original practice exams, a fully interactive course, opportunities to speak live with other IELTS students. Again, visit and join our premium package at gieltshelp.com. Begin learning for success today.
Subscribe to our channel. Click over here. Watch another video? Click right up here. And join our premium package. Click on our hero to practice your speaking, get videos, exams, and an interactive course.